Now on CoastTV News.
A massive turnout for a meeting that is discussing a massive housing development, why people have so many problems with a development called Cool Spring Crossing.
Sidewalk and street improvements in Dewey Beach, how locals feel about the town's effort to increase safety. Lyft driver indicted on criminal charges that stem from the death of Sydney Wolfe 2 years ago. A police chase involving 4 stolen cars. We have video of the suspects and information on an arrest.
The temps are dropping fast once again, but this could be the last of the freezing cold coastal mornings.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Developing opposition from the air. You can see land earmarked for thousands of new homes. But one group is trying to stop that from happening. Good evening. I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 11. We begin tonight with a meeting on a development called Cool Spring Crossing. The Sussex Preservation Coalition is a group that's trying to stop the spread of overdevelopment. As Coast TV's Charles Reinert shows us, they had a meeting tonight to talk about what they're calling the Nightmare on 9.
A packed house tonight at the Lewis Public Library over this, a massive housing development called Cool Spring Crossing.
On the scale that I hear Cool Spring is, it's really out of control, as far as I'm concerned.
The Sussex Preservation Coalition hosted a meeting Thursday night to rally support against the Cool Spring Crossing development. They're worried about everything from traffic to environmental impacts to location. But Vice President Jill Hicks wants to be clear. They're not against all development, but they are against this one.
We like the concept of mixed-use communities or master plan areas. However, it's the wrong place at the wrong time. Route 9 won't be able to handle the amount of traffic that this is projected to put on top of the 15,000 cars a day that are already there.
The developer, Carl M. Freeman Companies, is looking to build thousands of homes and some affordable housing options on over 600 acres. The coalition says that is so big, it would all on its own be the 4th largest town in the whole county if it dropped into place tomorrow. In an email from the marketing group working with the developer, the concerns are being heard by the developer and are being taken into consideration, saying, quote, acknowledging community concerns regarding environmental impact, traffic, and housing, our team is committed to environmental stewardship, traffic management, and promoting inclusive housing options, end quote. The developers have not gotten any approvals from the county yet and have been looking for the green light going all the way back to 2021. And if the turnout tonight is any indicator, there are still a lot of obstacles in the way before the first foundation can be poured. There was a public hearing scheduled for the Sussex County Planning and Zoning Commission on March 6th, though that public hearing date has been postponed and a new date has not become available yet. Though when it does become available, we'll be sure to pass it along with you. I'm Charles Reinert in Lewis, Coast TV News.
New tonight, the Maryland State House in Annapolis. It was on lockdown early this evening due to security threats leading to some tense moments. The good news is that the lockdown that's now been lifted. Here's what we know at the moment. The Annapolis Police Department says that a threatening call was made late this afternoon. That prompted armed officers to converge on the building with guns drawn. Aerials of the scene show police and emergency vehicles surrounding the State House, complete complex with every exit and entrance blocked. Nothing suspicious was found, and by 7 p.m., the all clear was given by police. In a new development, a story we first started following 2 years ago, a Lyft driver named Laquise Leon has been indicted on charges of criminal neglect homicide. This was after an incident in July 2022 that resulted in the death of Sydney Wolfe. The tragic event unfolded when Leon, reportedly having a child in the trunk, forced Wolfe and his friends out of her car on a dark stretch of Route 1 directly into oncoming traffic. The indictment, confirmed by Shannon Spector of Klein and Spector, includes a second count for obstructing traffic by stopping on the road. Court documents reveal the passengers were unable to get out of the car safely due to a malfunctioning door, and that led to Wolfe getting hit by another car. This story did get a lot of national attention, not only for the death, but because Wolfe was a former staffer for New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside into the Lewis area. Our first alert chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, he's going to join us this evening with a look at our weather.
Well, right now we take a look, and courtesy of our Bay Health camera here in Milford, we're looking at 32 degrees right now, dew point temperature of 22. The winds are pushing out of the southwest at about 3 miles per hour. Now, we are expecting the temperatures to stay hovering at about 32 degrees, if not slightly below that. We'll maintain mostly clear skies, actually, and then we'll continue to anticipate that it stays pretty clear for us. Now, as far as our forecast is concerned, we're looking for small craft advisory staying in effect for us. We're looking for it to stay at least cooperative for us, with it staying pretty much clear. But generally speaking, we are going to have ultimately staying very clear for us throughout a good portion of the evening hours. And we anticipate that we're going to see some cloud cover begin to start to stack up into our area as we go into this weekend, as we watch out for a chance of rain over the weekend. We'll talk more about that coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Charlie.
Thank you, Paul. And remember, for more of those weather updates that you might need, make sure you pull out your phone, scan the QR code for the First Alert weather app. You can download that app for free, and that gets you all the weather updates you need. Dewey Beach is undergoing a makeover to become a safer place for everybody to walk around. The state project is currently making ADA and pedestrian safety improvements. That includes extending the rope in the median. It prevents people from crossing outside of crosswalks. Driveway entrances on Coastal Highway will be flattened to prevent people from tripping. And more curb bump outs will be installed to reduce crossing distance and extend the sidewalk. One visitor thinks extra room on the sidewalk is especially needed.
Well, in the summer when there's a lot of people, when the sidewalks are very crowded, a lot of people will walk in where the bikes are. So if it was possible to widen them, that might be helpful, keep people off the street.
The town says phase 1 of the project is expected to go from winter 2024 to spring 2025. And heading right down the road a little bit, Rehoboth Beach, you're going to see some new sidewalks there soon as well. The city says a DelDOT contractor is scheduled to bring work on the installation of the nearly 850 feet of sidewalk along the northeast side of State Road. The work starts next week and should take 3 more weeks to complete. This crane was brought to Rehoboth Beach this morning at the Beach Patrol construction site. It's going to be used for some construction that starts on Monday. The city says part of the boardwalk that's going to be closed off, and access to the boardwalk from Baltimore Avenue, that will be closed as well. The path will open up after construction ends each day. The city says this also creates parking restrictions in the area from Rehoboth Avenue to Baltimore Avenue.
I'm Mallory Metzner. Here's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. Cambridge police are investigating after several cars were broken into and stolen. Police released this video of 5 minors reportedly attempting to break into these SUVs Wednesday morning and then running away. A 15-year-old was arrested following a chase involving 4 cars that matched the descriptions of cars that were reported stolen. Slow, slow, slow your boat east of Ocean City. Right whales have been detected. NOAA says avoid designated areas altogether or reduce speed to 10 knots or less. The slow zone has been extended through March 15th from the original January 30th. The Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company is gearing up for foal season. The agency posted on Facebook asking pony fans how many foals will be born and how high the bids will go this year at the pony auction. And that's a look at just some of the things happening across Delmarva. I'm Mallory Metzner.
There was a deadly accident in Georgetown early this morning. 1 woman died. The accident happened at the intersection of Shortley Road and Bull Pine Road when police say a Honda didn't stop at a stop sign and then drove into the path of a Volvo container truck. Police say the Honda's driver, a 34-year-old woman from Georgetown, she died at the scene. Meanwhile, her passenger, a 29-year-old woman, is still in critical condition at a trauma hospital. They say the Volvo driver's injuries were non-life-threatening. Starting March 3rd, there is a change in schedule for the Justice of the Peace Court 3 in Georgetown. The courts will open its doors from 6 a.m. to midnight every day. Judges will be available from 8 a.m. until midnight. However, they won't take any new cases after 11 p.m. If you have any court business after 11 p.m., you're going to need to head over to Justice of the Peace Court 7. That's in Dover. The Maryland Department of the Environment's Water and Science Administration has announced a new project by the U.S. Wind Company. The company plans to build a 625-foot long and 32-foot wide concrete pier along a wave break and timber fenders, plus a 435-foot replacement bulkhead near Ocean City. The hope is that this will improve access to the area. A public information hearing is set for March 25th at Warwick Community College. Comments can also be submitted by April 9th. We're thrilled to announce that CoastTV has its brand new Facebook page up and running for the latest news, exclusive content, and interactive discussions. Make sure to visit and follow our new page. Just head over to facebook.com/CoastTVNBC or scan that QR code appearing on your screen. It's a great way to stay connected with us. New tonight, a political showdown unfolding in South Texas right now. President Biden, former President Trump are along the border. The focus of this visit is the border, and as Jay Gray reports, immigration security is an issue.
For the rest of the country, conditions along the southern border are a crisis. But here in South Texas, illegal crossings, crowds of tens of thousands forcing bridges to close, fences, razor wire, and migrant families spilling from makeshift tents have become a way of life.
It's just overwhelming.
President Biden meeting with border agents and local leaders in Brownsville, looking to turn up pressure on congressional Republicans who refuse to take up a measure that would provide over $20 billion for security, along with additional manpower and resources along the border.
And they desperately need more resources. They need more agents, more officers, more judges, more equipment in order to secure our border.
Just up the Rio Grande River in Eagle Pass, former President Trump sticking to what's been a major focus on the campaign trail, what he's labeled the administration's failed open border policies.
But this is a Joe Biden invasion. This is a Biden invasion over the past 3 years.
The southern border, clearly a crossroads, literally, between the United States and Mexico, and now it seems politically, between what could be a win or loss come November. Jay Gray, NBC News, Brownsville.
We've made it through a good deal of news already, but hey, we've got more on the way. The Ocean's Calling Festival, it's released its full lineup, but those tickets, they're going fast, what you might need to know.
And the next round of rain is targeting the weather over this weekend. We'll have more on that coming up in just a moment.
First, it's National Invasive Species Awareness Week, and we are looking at ways to help the environment by getting rid of these invaders. That's up next.
Leap Day. It's one extra day in February and 7 big days to save at Johnny Janosic. Take $200 off your purchase of $9.99 or more, or 0% APR until the next Leap Day. Shop the Leap Year sale at Johnny Janosic.
There is pain when I play. There's pain, just pain deep-seated in the base of my thumb. It would actually stiffen up while I would try to play. So I knew I needed to do something. Went to see Dr. Singh. He's wonderful the way he deals with you. He gets to know you on a personal basis, and his whole staff is like that. I'm back to doing everything I was doing. I choose to use Bay Health for everything.
Let Johnny Janosic help make your outdoor space more relaxing and enjoyable. Shop now and take 10% off all outdoor clearance items. And remember to take advantage of our great financing options for a limited time only at Johnny Janosic.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
It's National Invasive Species Awareness Week. The goal of the event is to turn our attention to invasive species and the threats that they pose. Our meteorologist Alex Seymour took a look at some of the invasive species that you can find right here on the coast. He shows us the steps you can take to help prevent their spread and promote a healthier environment.
A bumblebee buzzes on a swamp rose. A painted lady butterfly flutters among coreopsis. A monarch caterpillar munches on swamp milkweed. These scenes are becoming fewer and far between as native plants are replaced by invasive species like Japanese honeysuckle, English ivy, and even Phragmites, which invade our natural lands. People's home gardens tend to be responsible for this invasion. Cheryl Rarick, co-owner of the Inland Bays Garden Center, has talked to many people who believe their gardens aren't the problem, but that tends not to be the case.
People say, well, I don't see them growing in my yard. The problem is birds carry the seeds, and they drop them in undisturbed areas, and that's where they really spread.
As you can see behind me, this woods is completely being strangled by the English ivy that has completely taken over all of this wooded land. That's causing major issues for the wildlife that cause these woods home.
We really need to reconnect with nature because we know we've done a lot of destruction. So one way to bring back native bees and insects is to plant native species.
Insects rest near the bottom of our food chain, so it's important to eradicate invasive plants and plant native plants, which feed these insects and in turn feed birds and mammals. That keeps our local food chain thriving. I'm meteorologist Alex Seymour, Coast TV News.
Well, now that you have the opportunity, go ahead and pull out your phone and put it on camera and scan the QR code right here in the corner so that you can have the access to the latest version of our weather app, because we're going to expect some rain and possibly a few heavy downpours occasionally as we go into this weekend, but it's a very tightly wound window when that's going to happen, which is where that app can really come in very handy for you. Our Irish Eyes camera in Lewis, we're coming in right now at 35 degrees. And the winds right now pushing out of the southwest about 2 miles per hour. For the rest of this evening, we anticipate it staying pretty chilly, just 1 little degree above freezing at 33 degrees with mostly clear skies. And the winds are dying down as we speak, so it's going to be definitely a very chilly night. Now, our Salisbury Spicer Brothers cameras indicating we're already at freezing. The winds were coming out of the north when we last could measure it, but right now they've calmed down pretty much. But we're going to drop below freezing there. I mean, we're going to dip down to like 29 degrees by 2 and 3 o'clock this morning under mostly clear skies. We started off this morning at 31 degrees in Georgetown and in Ocean City, 29 for the low for us in Salisbury, because that's actually where we are right now. So it's cooler now than it was earlier this morning when the sun came up. And typically we record our morning low when the sun comes up. It's just one of those odd backwards type of days. There's concern for small craft advisory, 25-mile-per-hour winds off of the shore for us at Ocean City and then down towards Chincoteague. But other than that, we're looking, pretty run-of-the-mill type stuff for the most part. It's 30 degrees in Milton right now, 29 in Greenwood, 31 in Seaford, Georgetown, as well as Milford. We're holding at 39 degrees in Ocean City, but we are markedly cooler than we were just 24 hours ago. I mean, we're literally 20 degrees cooler now than we were 24 hours ago in Ocean City, 21 degrees cooler from where we were yesterday in Salisbury, and 18 degrees lower in Georgetown. We're going to start off Friday morning right at freezing in most locations, if not below that mark, okay? Now, we will escalate into the 40s pretty easily, thanks to mostly clear skies, and we'll have the winds coming out of the southeast. That'll help build up a little more moisture and a little more warmth. Saturday, Saturday morning, take the rain gear. Saturday lunchtime, take the rain gear and watch out for a thunderstorm. Well, let's say heavy rain. Let's call it that. For us in Millsboro and those areas. And then it'll begin to clear out for us. Saturday afternoon, looking like we're going to have perhaps a little rain trying to initiate itself, waiting to see if that model still holds true. But generally speaking, for Saturday's just a day where we're expecting rain, cloudy skies, yuck weather, okay? Sunday's going to be yay, Saturday's going to be yuck. That's about as meteorologically astute as I can put it. Saturday, not looking great, Chincoteague or Assateague. And we're looking for the same concern for us for Fenwick Island and Ocean City. And finally, up towards Lewis and Rehoboth, no break from the rain for Saturday, but Sunday's a lot better. Tonight, 26, tomorrow, 50, 57 on Saturday. And here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling Extended Forecast.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. Coming up next, the Oceans Calling Festival, the second one. Well, it's happening in September, and we're going to tell you how to get your tickets just a little bit cheaper.
Leap Day. It's one extra day in February and 7 big days to save at Johnny Janosic. Take $200 off your purchase of $9.99 or more, or 0% APR until the next Leap Day. Shop the Leap Year sale at Johnny Janosic.
The Harry Kay Foundation presents the second annual Chocolate Crawl on Saturday, April 13th in downtown Rehoboth. Enjoy delectably fabulous chocolate creations and then vote for your favorite to win top prize. For tickets and info, visit harrykfoundation.org/events.
on The Jennifer Hudson Show. A mom moment with my friend Lala Anthony.
I'm a crazy person. Like, wait, you said what? Huh? What's going on?
Then a Broadway performance from The Wiz.
Friday at 2 on CoastTV.
Coming up this week on the Delmarva Home Show, we're touring a waterfront home in North Ocean City. This furnished and renovated home features a vaulted living room with a gas fireplace and a gorgeous owner suite on the second floor. We're also getting to know another one of our wonderful sponsors. We've got a sponsor spotlight next week with Budget Movers. You can watch the Delmarva Home Show on Sundays at 11:30 a.m. on WBOC.
Stay ahead of our ever-changing coastal climate with the Coast TV First Alert Weather Team. From the early morning to the late evening, our team is always at work to deliver the accurate forecasts you need. Whether bracing for a stormy day or enjoying a peaceful indoor moment, we're here to ensure you're fully prepared for Delmarva's diverse weather patterns. The Coast TV First Alert Weather Team. With us, the weather is more than a forecast. It's a part of life.
Let Johnny Janosic help make your outdoor space more relaxing and enjoyable. Shop now and take 10% off all outdoor clearance items. And remember to take advantage of our great financing options for a limited time only at Johnny Janosic.
Music lovers, festival fans, the Oceans Calling Festival recently released a long list of performers. The headliners are big names like Blink-182, The Killers, and the Dave Matthews Band. Over 50,000 people attended last year. That success has bumped up the ticket prices a bit. 3-day general pass admission is now costing $319. That's $319 before taxes. One Ocean City local says that could be a struggle for some of the families who want to go.
I know that people brought their families and everything, and I don't know if it, with the children, if they had to pay. But, you know, for families, that's probably expensive.
Tickets are going quick. The festival says that only limited one-day passes actually remain. And this brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know what improvement would you like to see for this year's Oceans Calling Festival? Let's take a look at some of the results so far. Get that up on the screen there, and you can tell that one of the things that folks are concerned about is safety. Another one is or security rather. Another one is different kinds of musical acts. You can go vote in this right now. Easy to do. Go to coasttv.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. Coming up in sports, Seaford baseball, or basketball rather, trying to survive and advance in the state tourney. And next, an injured seal saved in Cape Henlopen State Park, how it led its rescuers on a chase.
Hi, this is Amber Brazier. Welcome to Brazier's Carpet Care. Drop off your rugs today or have us pick them up and let our state-of-the-art cleaning plant do the rest. Many methods are used to clean rugs, from air dusting to remove fine soil to soaking in our whirlpool. Hand-knotted rugs are carefully washed, rinsed with cold water and wrung out, followed by a trip through the centrifuge before entering our controlled temperature drying room. We also repair all types of rugs from braided to hand knotted. Quality cleaning by people who care. That's Brazier's Carpet Care.
Delmarva Home Show. Explore the hidden house gems here on the peninsula. Exciting tours of stunning homes, charming cottages, and luxurious beachfront properties. Designer ideas and insider tips to help inspire your home decor. Discover the best of Delmarva's architecture and interior design. A showcase of the most unique and beautiful homes on Delmarva. Start your tour Sunday mornings at 11:30 on WBOC. Have fun and enjoy Delmarva's coast with Petey the Peacock, sharing joy coastwide. Know where he's going to be next and get his free coloring book at peteythepeacock.com. Sponsored by Tidal Health.
On the next Tamron Hall, two Tam fan favorites, both known for their powerhouse voices, are making headlines together. Do you wake up in the morning and just say, let me see how I can just headline? They talk the thrilling sequel to one of Lifetime's most watched movies of all time.
You can't kill me.
Then, The horrifying moment a driver was caught in the middle of a deadly tornado. You had the Bible. Did you start praying?
I don't think I was praying. I was saying holy something. But...
His story on the next Cameron Hall.
Friday at 3 on Coast TV.
Wheel of Fortune is bringing the fun all season long on Fan Fridays.
How exciting is that?
Cash and prizes could be up for grabs. Watch Wheel of Fortune on Fridays and see what you can win.
Friday at 7 on Coast TV.
Next Jeopardy, the biggest tournament of champions ever, continues when the stakes are this high and the pressure is on.
You got to keep taking risks.
Next Jeopardy.
Friday at 7:30 on Coast TV.
Good news out of Cape Henlopen State Park. The Murr Institute successfully rescued and treated a harbor seal named Samoa who was caught in a gill net. The seal led Murr on a little bit of a chase, going out of the water before its rescuers caught it. They brought Samoa back to their facility where a veterinarian treated its neck wound. The seal is named after Samoa hibiscus and was in good health when it was released back into the wild just before sunset yesterday. Now this is important information. If you ever see a marine animal in distress on our beaches, don't go up to yourselves, call Murr. They want to know immediately. Warmer weather will find us soon enough, and DenRec is reminding visitors that the 2024 entry fees for Delaware State Parks, they start tomorrow, March 1st. We're almost there right now. And that continues through November 30th. The cars registered in Delaware, the fees for that are set at $4 for inland parks, $5 for ocean parks. Annual pass is also available. You can pay by credit card at machines available at most park locations and for sites without fee attendance. Self-registration envelopes can be used and deposited in secure drop boxes. For more information and directions on how to purchase an annual pass or surf fishing permit, visit CoastTV.com. There are more than 7,000 rare diseases that affect up to an estimated 30 million Americans, according to the National Institutes of Health, and many of those diseases, they have direct links to your genes. In honor of Rare Disease Day, Mandy Gaither looks at genetic testing and one woman's fight for awareness. It's today's Health Minute.
My rare disease journey began back in 2001 when my dad, Jack, was diagnosed with a rare genetic condition called adrenoleukodystrophy, or ALD for short.
Over the next 2 years, Taylor Kane says her father lost his ability to walk, talk, and swallow.
He went into a vegetative state and he passed away on hospice care when I was in kindergarten.
At that young age, Kane also learned she was a carrier of this rare X-chromosome-linked recessive disease and says she has a 50% chance of passing it down to her future children.
My dad inherited the mutation from his mother, and she inherited from her mother, and it goes on and on.
Kane says knowing she's a carrier has empowered her, allowing her to plan for the future. That's why genetic testing before pregnancy is so important, says Dr. Dallas Reed with Myriad Genetics.
It is a blood test or a saliva sample that can be ordered by a physician.
Reed says oftentimes carriers have no symptoms and no idea they have the condition. Testing can change that.
It does allow couples to make decisions about how to build their family. Do they want to have children? Do they want to use something like in vitro fertilization or sperm or egg donation? Do they want to think about adoption? So really doing the testing prior to pregnancy gives us the most information and the most options.
It's been 20 years since my dad passed away, which is crazy to say, but I feel like my advocacy for rare diseases is only just beginning.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
To help rare disease carriers like herself, Taylor Kane started a nonprofit organization called Remember the Girls, with information to help support other carriers.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
In the Delaware Basketball State Tournament, the 7-seed Seaford trying to bounce back after falling in the Henlopen Championship last week. Tonight, the Blue Jays taking on St. George's Tech, and the Hawks soared early on the first possession of the game. An alley-oop to Joshua Obiora, who flips it in. St. George's opened the game 12-0. Then Kashmir Wise started firing away. First, he goes all the way with the left hand to stop the Hawks run. Then he heads to the dance floor. A step back three. It's good. Seaford trailed 2014 after the first. Then how about a tough finish up a wild sequence? Jordan Smith gets a wild shot to drop for the and one. Seaford down 4 midway through the second. But St. George's always had a response. A block leads to an outlet to Blair Thomas for the two-handed stuff. Hawks lead 37-28 at the half. Seaford made a big run late in the third, though, down 8. Smith to the basket with the crafty finish. Then it's Smith again, this time from the outside. The bank is open for the junior. He helped push a 7-0 Seaford run. Blue Jays down 3 heading into the fourth. In the final frame, the Hawks go back to Thomas. The fadeaway 3 splashes in. He led St. George's with 25 points, and it was too much for Seaford to overcome. The Blue Jays fall at home 67-61. That'll do for sports. Have a great night.
Coming up next, Eat Your Vegetables, the event coming up that's going to have vegetarians' mouths watering.
The Ford President's Day sales event is here. Get great offers on Ford's full lineup of SUVs, designed to give you freedom, confidence, and connectivity. The time is now, America, and the savings is here. Don't miss the President's Day sales event going on now. Get 0% financing for 60 months plus up to $500 bonus cash on select Ford SUVs, only at your local Ford dealer.
Villa Sorrento invites you and your family to join us for some of Delmarva's best authentic Italian cuisine. Experience the aroma of warm bread served at your table in a cozy atmosphere. Try seafood pescatore or pasta with grandma's gravy. Our New York-style pizza and strombolis are a local's favorite. Top it off with cocktails, wine, and dessert. So for great food, good wine, great friends, good times, Villa Sorrento. That's amore. That's a nice.
Tomorrow at 4 on Coast Life, meet our adorable pet of the week, guaranteed to steal your heart. Then join Leah and me as we dive into a TikTok challenge that's catching everyone's attention. Don't miss the fun and fur. Coast Life tomorrow at 4 on Coast TV.
While becoming the leading deck builder on the shore, we continue to make the process easier.
Paul Davis walks you through the entire process, from design to permitting and building.
Call Paul Davis and get it done this winter while annual material costs are lower and without the wait. Our AZAC decks are scratch, fade, insect resistant, and look like wood with a lifetime warranty.
Right now, Paul Davis is offering free installation with no money down, no payments, no interest for 12 months. Call today for a free estimate.
Or visit our new showroom in Salisbury.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, a mom moment with my friend Lala Anthony.
I'm a crazy person. Like, wait, you said what? Huh? What's going on?
Then a Broadway performance from The Wiz.
Friday at 2 on Coast TV.
Where are the kids, by the way?
I left them in the woods with some bread. That was 3 days ago.
John Cryer is a delight in extended family.
I like you, Jim, even though you took some getting used to.
So did you.
So did you.
So did you.
So did you.
Extended Family, Tuesday on NBC and Peacock.
Deal or no deal?
We have no idea what's going to happen.
Are you ready to see what's inside?
Deal or No Deal Island, Monday on NBC and Peacock.
Stop by the Lewis Library for lunch on Sunday because Veg Rehoboth's annual Winterfest is cooking up a menu of tomato pie and vegan salad and soup. There's going to be yoga and local artisans. Pre-ordering food is recommended to ensure you get a full taste of this plant-based celebration.
Wow. Just the weekend I'm going out of town now that happens. You go enjoy it since I can't. All right. First Alert Weather Line is available for you, 443-880-9100, sponsored by Beard, Mandales, Brooksted, and Federico. So, overall, we are continuing to anticipate that we're going to enjoy clear skies. Our umbrella giveaway winner, by the way, about another winner, Pat Holston of Georgetown. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. Our Orsted camera in Western OC, we're at 39 degrees, winds at about 5 miles per hour. We're going to drop to 33 degrees by 2 and 3 o'clock under mostly clear skies. High pressure controlling our weather, so that's why we're going to stay very clear. Here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, that's coming up next. And we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.